friends, today is the 23rd day of Flutter and today we are going to see switch and table. So basically a table allows the user to arrange the data in rows and columns. It is used to store and display our data in a structured format which help us to compare the pairs of related values easily. Similarly, Flutter also allows the user to create a table layout in the mobile application. We can create a table in Flutter using the table widget that uses the table layout algorithm for its children. So we will see the table widget, and the second one is switch. So a switch is a two-state user interface element used to toggle between on or off states. Typically, it is a button with a thumb slider where the user can drag back and forth to choose an option in the form of on or off. Its working is similar to the house electricity switches. So we will look both this widget in this video. So let's jump to the coding part. So first of all, we are going to create the switch. So for that, I will be creating one stateful widget for switch widget. Now I will remove this scaffold from here and call the switch widget. Here H is remaining. Now we have to again change this H. Simply remove this stateful switch widget. That's done. Now just hit Control and X. Now as we are having one scaffold, instead of that we will create, instead of container we will create scaffold. Now give abba title wrapped inside text widget. So the heading will be switch. Now body part. So the body will contain one container, and inside that container the child will be just hit Control and S. Okay, field assertion. Okay, this switch in switch we have to pass the values. So for that we have to create one boolean variable. So we will create the variables that are required. So the first one is boolean state, switch state, on or off. So it will be switch state. Initially it will be false, and again we will create one variable that will be storing the string that switches on or off. So switch is on. Now we will create one method that will be displaying the state, display state, that whether the switch is on or off. So we will specify this inside this function. So this, so inside this we are going to change the state also, that is if switch is off then we will we will turn it on, and if the switch is on then we will turn it off. So for that we have to first check the condition that if switch state is switch state is equal to false, then we are going to convert it to true, and if it is true then we will make it false. So these two conditions will be there. Now first of all we have to take the value, so we will take the value of the switch state. After that we will set the state, that is if the switch is false, that if the switch state is false, then we will make it true, and if it is true, then we will make it false. And again we have to change that string of the text, that when the when switch state is false, then the statement should be switch is off, and when the switch state is true, then the statement should be switch is on. So just going to do the same in the else state, and just going to make it false, and the statement will have off. Now it's the method is done. Now we will first of all we will expand this inside transform dot scale, and we'll give some scale to it, that is 2. And now we will create the child of this transform scale. So the child should be switch. Now we have to provide the function, that is the method which we have created, that is display state. So just call this display state. Now we are going to specify inside the value the variable which we have created, that is switch state. And after that just hit Ctrl and S. Now you can see there is one switch at the top left position. So then now we will make it align at center. Just hit Ctrl and S. Now instead of this column, instead of this container, we will use column, so that we can print this text value also. So just paste it over here, and the next would be text. So text value, and just hit Ctrl and S. So here is the switch is off. Okay, we will align it. Main axis alignment should be at center. So just hit Ctrl and S. So here is our switch which we can on and off, and according to the uh, uh, pressing, the statement will be changed, because we have specified the values inside this set state. So we can also change the color of this active color and inactive color. So we will specify it inside which widget. So we can give active color dot green or red or some like that. So if it is active, then it will be green. If it is inactive, then it will be gray. So we will change the inactive color also. So for that, just we are going to specify one another color, can be anything. So the inactive thumb color is changed to orange. Now we are going to specify the track color, that is this part. So we will change it to yellow. Now you can see that active track color is yellow and inactive color is by default gray. So we will also change the inactive track color and will make it blue. Now just hit Ctrl and S. Now you can see. Now just toggle it. Now it's done. So this is all about the switch widget, we can specify the properties of it inside to change the properties, and we can also uh, change the active color and inactive color. So this was all about the switch. Now we will create one table. So for that, again I'm going to create one stateful widget, that is table widget. Now we are going to create one table. So first of all, we will create scaffold. We'll specify abba title, and that will be table. Now just hit Ctrl and S. Before that, just call the table widget inside our main app. So here is this. Now it's having appa title as table. Now we will create body. So we will create one container and just hit Ctrl and S. Now we are going to create child of this container, and that will be table. Yeah. Now we are going to specify the properties of this. Before that, we will create children. So as we know, table is in form of rows and columns. So we will create rows of this column of this table. So here is the table row. Now we can also specify the table cell. So inside this table row, we want two columns. So we can specify it inside this children. Now we will create column. Now the column can have children. So the first children can be, so this is single row. First row having first column. So it is having a name. I just hit Ctrl and S. Now you can see here is one row having one column. So again we will create multiple rows. So I'm going to create 0. Just hit Ctrl and S. So here is 3 row, and in each row I will create 3 column. So just hit Ctrl and S. Okay, table contains irregular. Okay, because we are not having same number of column in each row, that's why we are getting this error. We will solve it. I just hit Ctrl and S. Now you can see. So each row is having 3 column and we are having 3 rows. So we can change the styling of this text. We can also uh, create more columns inside one single row. We have created only 3 rows till now. We can also create more. So this was the table row. So we are going to change some properties, like we are going to add some properties. So we are going to use the default column width. So we will specify the width that should be given to each column. So we can use the fixed column width widget for this and can specify the width. Now each will have 100 pixels. Now we can also specify the border, as we aren't able to see the border of each column or row. So we will use this border property for that and will specify the border. So for that we are going to use table border dot all, and will specify the color, width, and we can also give styling to the border. So first one is color dot black, blue. It is having blue color. Now we are going to specify the width, so it should be 2, or we can increase it 4. Yeah, we can also give some styling to this border, that is border style. Now this can be anything like now it can be none, solid, or from border side symmetric. We can give symmetric border also. So this is the okay, by default is solid. We can specify the none to make it invisible. So uh, we this these are the properties that we can specify to a particular table. Now we can give it some margin, so that here we are going to use all, and we will specify some margin. So here is the table. Now we can change the text of this rows and columns, and we can uh, make the table in by using this table widget and specifying the table row in it. We can also use a table cell to specify some cells. We can also use other properties of the table widget. So the base so we can create the table in this way. So thank you and have a nice day.